Welcome everyone to the channel. I'm Biggie Sweats, and today I'm bringing you an updated Outlaw Rogue guide. I'm going to be bringing you everything you need to make this class work, whether you're a beginner or someone that's been playing it for a little bit. Let's make this class your main. But before we get started, I just want to say thank you for all the support on the videos and the content, all the subs, the comments. It's been truly fantastic. So if you like this video, please drop a like and subscribe below. We're trying to hit 2,000, and come and check us out over on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. GMT. Every week we do giveaways, raids, keys, everything you need in a hype WoW stream. So as we jump into this guide, I want to state that I did have a previous video up. It was deleted. I had no idea that the talent trees were changing, that this new stuff was coming out to the extent that it was. So we're going to jump straight in and talk about some of the changes and the viability of Rogue coming into 10.0.5. So let's start off by saying it still retains many of its strengths. Blade Flurry for consistently high AoE and cleave. It's very versatile in raid and mythic dungeons. It's still got exceptional survivability, even with the survivability nerf. We still have access to Feint, Cheat Death, Cloak of Shadows, Evasion, Crimson Vial. We still get all them, and we have some good utility that we can bring to the table with talenting into them or just our natural baseline stuff, such as Shroud of Concealment, Sap, Blind, Gouge. All awesome things. Now, some of the weaknesses and coming in with 10.0.5 is the fact find the hammer and your pistol shot no longer generate full combo points, so you're having to weave in an extra ambush or sinister strike around there. We are very reliant on roll the bones and the buffs we get from it and sinister strike procs, and if we use our blade flurry at the wrong time, it can mess up our whole platform of AoE with dungeons. Now, I wouldn't worry too much about the update. It is noticeable. However, we are still a very, very strong class, a very strong spec. We're still going to be performing very well. I've just been testing on the training dummies and stuff like that. I'm still bursting around 200k, 230k, holding around 160. I'll show details on the screen right now. 160k after about 2.5 minutes. So we're still in a very decent position. I wouldn't be, oh my god, things have changed so much. There's some new viable builds that work really nicely. You should still be seeing very consistent overall and damage throughout your keys and raids. So I've been playing Rogue Outlaw for the whole season as my main. We are now 410 item level. We have done normal, we have done heroic, we are 3 out of 8 mythic, and we are 2.5k raider IO. Here on my normal and heroic passes, along with my single target on Terros. As you can see, we have performed very decently, and we are set to just keep improving and improving. So I hope you can trust me based on what I've achieved so far. Now, what I didn't realize is there was some changes to the talent trees. So I'm going to be going over and covering these new changes and what the new build's going to look like. The right side of the tree is going to look hella similar to before. The left side of the tree has changed somewhat, and there is some different viable options that you can go if you want to. So starting on the left side and going through, we are going with Shiv, Blind, and Sap. In row 2, we are going Evasion, Cheat Death, and Cloak of Shadows. In row 3, I'm taking Numbing Poison. Although you can take Anthropic depending on your environment and what you're doing. Then we're going into Nimble Fingers. You can either take Backjack here, Gouge, or Tricks of Trade. Any of these will work wonders, but I'm going to go Tricks of Trade just for the threat generation on the tank. Then we're going to go into Shadowrunner. In row 4, we are going Iron Stomach and Subterfuge. In row 5, we are taking Deadened Nerves and Tight Spender. In row 6, we're taking 2 points Deadly Precision, 2 points Thieves Versatility, and 2 points Night Stalker. In row 8 or 7, I lose track every time we do this. We are taking Vigor, Acrobatic Strikes, and Improved Ambush. In row 9, we are taking 2 points Lethality, 2 points Alacrity, and 1 point Soothing Darkness. In row 10, we are taking Deeper Stratagem and 2 points Find Weakness. And finally, we are taking Shadow Dance. As you can see, not much has changed in the tree. We've just had a few different placements of things, but this works very well right now and is being ran primarily in most higher keys. Now, just to make sure, these are Mythic Dungeon talents and your Raid AoE talents, so you'll be using this for the primary bulk and content of the game. So the right side of the tree is of Opportunity and Blade Flurry in row 1. Row 2 is Grappling Hook, Weapon Master, Combat Potency, and Ambidextrity. There is a build where you can go down into Hit and Run and death maneuvers, but I like this one more, and it is more primary used. In row 3, we are going combat stamina and adrenaline rush. In row 4, we are taking ruthlessness, restless blades, and fatal flourish. In row 5, we are taking heavy hitter, devious stratagem, roll the bones, and quick draw. In row 6, we are taking audacity, we are taking loaded dice, and dancing steel. In row 7, we are taking 2 points into triple threat and 2 points into improved main gouge. Row 8, we are taking blade rush and precise cuts. This has had a slight nerf to it by 1%, but don't worry too much, it's still very effective. In row 9, we are taking 2 points into taken by the surprise, 2 points into Fan the Hammer, and this is where another nerf comes in, where your combo points aren't generated as much. And finally, we are taking Hidden Opportunity and Green Skin Wickers. These are going to be your go-to Mythic Dungeon and AoE talents for most of the raid and all your dungeons that you'll be going to. Like I said, you can change it around and play about with some stuff. There is some other builds to go, but this one is the primary one right now. Now, I just want to throw it in for the Mythic Dungeon talents and your AoE talents. You can actually talent out of Tricks of Trade and talent into Cold-Blooded for the little bit of extra damage. So whenever I do these, I always want to give a single target or a pure Terros build, as he's really the only single target boss in the whole raid right now, and most environments are going to be AoE. So the major changes here are that we're taking Anthropic Poison on the left side just for the sheer damage decrease on us. We're taking Fleet-Footed for the speed increase, and we are taking Cold-Blooded for the sheer CD and extra single target damage in this environment. On the right side of the tree, nothing much has changed, but we are coming out of Precise Cuts as we don't need it, and going into 1 point count the odds. We are also swapping Blade Rush for Ghostly Strike, and we are taking Killing Spree. These are your single target talents for Terros and whatever single target environment you might find yourself in. Next up, I want to talk about stat priority, gems, enchants, consumables, and all that prep and good stuff you need to make your PvE environments perfect. Now, the stat priority for Outlaw Rogue will be shown above, as well as everything else, and that is versatility, crit, mastery, and haste. Verse is just flat out damage increase and a flat out damage reduction. Crit improves critical hits, chances, and the damage you deal, and it works really well with improved between the eyes passive. Haste is just attack speed and combat regeneration, and mastery is in benefits your main gouge and your combat potency procs. So, the lovely gems that we're going to be slotting are the Resplendent Limited Diamond and the Inscribed Limited Diamond. One of these, depending on whether you want crit or versatility, is perfect as they give primary stat. For every other gem slot, you're going to be rolling Radiant Malachite, which is your versatility. You want to make sure you put the tiered medallion setting into whatever neck you've got. I'll show my character on screen right now so you can see the 3 gems that we have slotted into our neck. I do need to replace one. Next up, we have Enchants. Again, I'll be showing everything on screen. You can either take Sophic Devotion in both offhand and main hand for pure primary stat increase. Very good for Tyrannical or Raiding. Or you can take Frozen Devotion, which is awesome for AoE packs or heavy fortified weeks. You want Plain Runner's Breeze or Watcher's Loam on your boots. You want Waking Stats on your chest. You want Graceful Avoidance or Writ of Leech on your cloak. You want Devotion of Leech on your braces. Fierce Armor Kit on your legs. And you want to take Devotion of Versatility or Devotion of Critical Strike on your rings. Now, sim this to see what's best for you. You can sim single target to see what enchants work well, or you can sim AoE to see what enchants work well for that. Now, consumables for Rogue look like this. You want Tepid of Versatility in almost all given situations, but if you are going to be stood still for at least 5 seconds of the fight, you can use Static Empowerment, which just gives you a huge boost in agility, but if you even move slightly, you will lose that bonus and just get movement speed. You want to be taking Potions of Elemental Power as your pre-pot or potion during the fight. If you can get your hands on the ultimate power ones, they will do amazing. You also want to be rolling Refreshing Healing Potions as much as you can, as they can 1 to 100 heal you in very sticky situations. And finally, we're going to be taking the Grand Banquet of the Kaluak, or the Horde of Draconic Delicacies, or for single food, the Fated Fortune Cookie. And for your weapons, you're going to be using the Buzzing Rune on both your offhand and main hand. Now, let's talk best in slot. What can you do? Now, you want to aim for your Forset. I will show above. With Forset, you're increasing your damage of everything. It is a fantastic Forset. AoE and single target will increase just from getting it. Next up, we are going to talk trinkets. So the trinkets you want to be aiming for are Manic Grief Torch from Broodkeeper Deherna. the Windscar Whetstone, which comes from Court of Stars. Now, the newly data mined Ruby Whelp Shell, if you can get it single target, which is training your dragon for 7 days, meaning using it 7 days in a row, will do wonders, and at high amp level, it will do as well as a Windscar Whetstone. There is also Controlled Current Technique from Kurog, and finally Storm Eater's Boon from Dafria. Any of these trinkets combined with each other are going to do huge DPS outputs for you. So when we're talking best in slot, we have more things that we can speak about, such as weapons and your crafted things. First off, you want to be aiming to get the Elemental Lariat, which I'll show on screen right now, with the tiered sockets that you can equip all your gems in, as it gives you a great bonus effect during combat. You want to be getting the Primal Molten Shortblade as your offhand and having the increased duration of well-fed bonuses equipped on it. This is the Alchemy Flavor Pocket. And then finally, you want to be making your main hand, which is the Primal Molten Blade without an embellishment. And finally, if you can get the tier set to line up just right, you want to be taking the Flaring Cow, which gives you the bonus of, while in combat, you erupt in intensity, which burns nearby foes for 1,349 fire damage every 3 seconds. These are your 4 main crafted items that you want to be aiming for, along with the embellishments on them. And if you can't get the crafting done, I have 4 weapons that you can aim for. Kurog, Fist of the Grand Summoner, Bloodkeeper Deherna, Ornamental Draconoid Claw for your offhand, Refraction's Edge from the Azure Vault for your main hand, or Skyferno Rondell from the Ruby Life Pools. And finally, 4 rings that are going to make massive difference if you can get them. You want the Seal of Deherna's Chosen from Eranog, and the Seal of Filial Duty from Bloodkeeper Deherna, or you want the Jeweled Signet of Melandris and the Crystallized Droplet from Temple of the Jade Serpent and Court of Stars. So let's talk rotation. For the opener of Outlaw Rogues, we're going to keep it simple. You're going to make sure your poisons are applied. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into situations where I've forgot to apply them, so grab a weak aura if that helps. We're going to enter stealth. We're going to adrenaline and roll the bones slightly before pre-pull, or in that order when we're going into a pack to proc good combat enhancements. From there, we're either going to blade flow if it's AoE, or we're just going to straight into an ambush, and then we're going to follow our normal rotation. From there, the normal rotation is as follows. So your normal rotation is Adrenaline Rush on cooldown. Roll the bones if you have no combat enhancements or they are bad. Slice and Dice at max or -1 from maximum if you have these 2 certain buffs active. Now, this remains the same for a lot of stuff throughout the class. These 2 buffs are Broadside and Opportunity. Between the Eyes works exactly the same way, at max or -1 with these 2 active. Dispatch, again, exactly the same. You're looking for Broadside and Opportunity to be active. Cold Blood is a new talent that you might be taking, so use this on cooldown. Mostly before Dispatch is probably your best idea for a big chunk of sheer crit damage. You want to use Shadow Dance at or below 3 combo points, and do not have Audacity or Opportunity active, and wait until you have at least 80 energy, so you can then from there spam Ambush as it becomes your highest priority builder. Blade Rush, if you're missing 50 energy and there's nothing else that you can do, you want to Vanish followed into an ambush if you won't overcap combo points. Just wait until you're at least 50 energy. Your Pistol Shot and Fan the Hammer, they have changed, so you now generate less combo points per Fan the Hammer stacks and with your Pistol Shot, so you're going to want to weave in an ambush or a Sinister Strike after your Pistol Shot procs, so then you can lead into a full Slice and Dice between the Eyes or a Dispatch, given whatever situation you're currently in. And finally, Sinister Strike is going to be your builder when Ambush, Subterfuge, or any stealth stuff isn't up. This is what your rotation looks like and will always look like. Going into this new patch, we have seen some nerfs. It is noticeable. However, I'm still seeing, like I said, 150k, 160k, 180k, 190k, 200k burst. I'm 410 item level. I've got decent gear, so you're still going to be able to perform very well. I can see this remaining in S tier, or if not, very high A tier. And thank you once again for making it through the video. I hope I've provided a great guide to many of you new WoW rogue players or many previous rogue players. I hope this information can make you do well in your mythic dungeons or your raids. Remember to play about with your talents, always sim your character, and you will get the best out of it. Now, make sure you like and subscribe and comment on what you want to see next. And come and check us out over on twitch.tv/biggiersweats Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We do team up comps, giveaways, raids, keys, whatever you fancy. Until next time, peace.